Hi, this is Sally, and I'm at West Valley Animal Shelter, Los Angeles, and I'm with Cody, and he's with a group called Dogs Playing for Life. Tell me about it.
So, Dogs Playing for Life, we're a nonprofit. Most people know us for our seminars where we teach play groups, large dog, large group socialization to shelters around the country. The whole goal is to try to increase quality of life while in a kennel environment by giving them access to more time out of kennel, exercise, play, social engagement so that they can practice their social skills, because everybody loves a dog that can be great with other dogs. Most people know us for our seminars, so we're usually in and out doing trainings for shelters and volunteers and staff. But here in LA, we've actually done our first ever embed where I'm the director now, and I'm overseeing a group of 9, soon to be 10, what we call canine enrichment coordinators. We're spread out between 3 out of the 6 shelters now. We do travel to all of the different shelters, but our goal is to basically do this. And we're constantly expanding to the different care centers to provide more enrichment to the dogs.
This is fantastic. All over the country, how long has the group been around?
So 2015 is when we became a 501c3. Amy Sadler, our founder, was doing some of these trainings before that, but that's when we officially became Dogs Playing for Life.
This is awesome. I mean, if you've ever been to a city shelter, the dogs are confined for 24 hours a day, maybe many days in a row. So it's not good for the dogs, and this gets them a chance to be a dog.
Yeah. I mean, when we first showed up, the shelter was really struggling for lots of different reasons to get their dogs out of kennel so that they can have any level of enrichment. So that's where we came in to kind of like fill that gap. And so far we've been really successful. Some of the cool numbers that I love looking at, since we started back in September of 2022, we've rotated dogs through a group like this over 35,000 times. We're able to rotate most of these populations. This shelter is a little bit on the smaller side, but like take South LA, for example, that has, probably about 170 dogs right now. Maybe it's climbing up. Like, we're able to rotate that population once a week. So those dogs are at least once a week getting out, and we're always striving for more. We prefer to see every dog every day.
This is amazing. Let's see if we can take some pictures of the dogs who are in the yard with us right now, and we'll talk about them. Who's this guy right here?
So I, because I'm the director, travel around and don't know the populations nearly as well as my team does. So I'm going to look over at Anthony and ask, which husky is this here?
Darwin.
Darwin? So Darwin's been pretty funny. He's actually one of our dogs that we call little wary of handling. So he's pretty playful and he's coming a long way. But when we first got him out of the kennel, he really didn't want to be touched. He was a little head shy. If you pushed him too far, like maybe there was a chance that he might kind of snap because he was scared. But he's fantastic with the dogs, and he's actually getting so much better. I haven't really met Darwin until earlier today, and he walked right up to me and accepted like some head scratches and was like all up in my face, being super nice. So.
And you said when we were talking earlier, there's something about this particular group of large dogs.
Yeah, so we call this our Gentle Dainty group. That's what I'm trying to pull today. For anybody that has any other questions, they can come to us. We have all these different acronyms and a whole language to describe dog behavior, but that's what Gentle Dainty falls into. And Gentle Dainty is basically dogs that are a little softer, a little more anxious. They just need a little more time. We also jokingly call them our tea party dogs. So they need a little bit less intensity, less energy. And so right now we have a bunch of dogs that, really are just getting comfortable for the first time with other dogs, and you'll see that they will play, but usually there's stops and starts where our higher energy dogs are playing the whole time, and it just gets a little overwhelming for these guys.
You said that we could find out about what your acronyms and what the words stand for. Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. Yeah, dogsplayingforlife.org. You can hop on there, find out information about all of our efforts around the nation. I didn't mention, but we also have the Canine Center Florida, which is a behavior center out in Florida. It's our only brick and mortar facility that we own. You can learn about all of our different programs and then very specific LA stuff here.
So let me close by saying, since you're a 501c3, you're a nonprofit, donations?
I mean, yeah, anything helps. We're always trying to provide our seminars for free to shelters because shelters always struggle with resources. Any donations will go right back to being able to provide more trainings and more playgroups.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Cody. Thank you for showing us the dogs. Okay, we're looking at cats now. We're in the cat room, and this is Chocolate. Chocolate's about 2 years old. Chocolate was a spray, and also a stray when he came in. Oh yes, Spade, 2-year-old cat, and Brown Tabby, and she's going, Jake, you could touch me maybe.
She's a little bit on the nervous side. So this is the kind of cat where, they may have some difficulty adjusting in the beginning at the shelter, and you'll run into a lot of cats like this at the shelter where they just don't know what to think. But oftentimes, once they've had a chance to go home and to decompress in the environment, they start calming down. So I've adopted cats like this before, and they end up just being absolute cuddle buddies once they figure out what they want to do.
So I'll mention that according to the paperwork at the shelter, Chocolate has only been here for 2 weeks. So that probably impacts a lot her behavior.
The nice thing is that it's very quiet in the cat room, so they do have a chance to decompress and meet a lot of the volunteers. And when we look at Chocolate's body language, it's not telling me, leave me alone. Or that I'm upset about something. I think when we look at the curve of the body and the way the tail is curled and the fact that she's in the corner, it's just kind of saying, I don't know what to think of you, so I'm going to need some time. And these are the kind of cats where you just want to come over and just kind of watch them for a little bit, maybe leave your hand out just for them to kind of come up and inspect as they choose. And maybe they'll choose to, maybe they won't. But over time, these cats can be very, very social.
She's got a beautiful face. She's sterilized. She's ready to go home. And she said, I've been here 2 weeks. It's long enough at this hotel. I'd like a home. We're looking at China. Oh my gosh, is he gorgeous? And he's big, and he's like, I don't know, 3-4 months old. And is he a love bug?
Oh, he's an absolute love bug. I can feel his little motor going right now. And he has this very beautiful coat. I would say he's more of kind of a medium hair length cat. Still, you're going to always want to brush cats, regardless of the length of the fur, just because it feels good and it helps cut down on hairballs and all the little tumbleweeds that may come across your house if you have a hardwood floor like I do.
Okay, so keep in mind, the last cat we looked at was like, you know what, you could touch me or not. However, China goes, I want to crawl inside your body. So keep that in mind when you come to look at any animal. Do you want a cat all over you all of the time? Because if you don't, China might not be the cat for you. Let me give you his A number. My God, Jake, he's amazing. A214-0691. And I'm just going to talk about brushing. Brushing is a great way to bond with your cat. And as Jake said, whether the hair is long, short, or whatever, it's a real good to establish a nice bond. He's amazing, Jake.
Oh, absolutely. And it's also important to note that, some cats come into the shelter and maybe a little bit more of a spectator pet when they're here at the shelter and be absolute cuddle bugs when they get home. The same can be said in the other direction. I could very well take China home, and then China would say, I think I'm just going to have my own time and just chill in the sunlight. And some cats are just like that because they behave differently here than they do at home. So it's important to just remember that's the journey you have with cats and what makes them so much fun.
This is Foxy Roxy. Foxy Roxy is one of our senior cats. She's about 11 years old. She's only been here for like 4 days. 11-year-old cat, I'll just throw in here, I think it's time, if you adopt a live animal, you need to keep them for their whole lives. Things happen, I understand, but this is a beautiful 11-year-old cat. A219-1953. She'll be around for, another few years, right, Jake?
Oh, absolutely. Cats these days can live a very long time if you're taking really good care and watching their diet and having regular vet visits. I find that they're living longer and longer lives, especially since I started working for the department. I actually used to have a senior cat named Roxy, and we would sometimes call her Foxy Roxy as well. So it's very reminiscent for me.
And
she really likes to be pet, but she's not exactly necessarily, are you going to come and approach me? So it took a few moments, but she was just kind of like, okay, I'll let you pet me, and now I feel like I want to get up.
So this might fit, she might fit into one of the longer haired cats that really does need brushing. What do you think, Jake?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness. And I think she has a little bit of a cold, so I
Okay.
think that's why she's kind of doing a little bit of the head shaking. But our vet technicians are medicating her for it. But, you know, whenever you guys at home think your cat might be sick, it's important to take them to the vet right away, just because the sooner you catch it, oftentimes the easier it is to address it.
Okay, so she says Jake has come to say hi to me, and I've decided that I may not crawl in his arms right yet, but I'm going to be really friendly, and if he held me, I probably would let him brush me because I like that attention. This is Daisy. Daisy is about a year. Actually, Daisy's about 2 years old. She's only been here for a couple of days. She settled in pretty well, right, Jake?
Daisy has me half crazy. A very, very sweet cat, and just very beautiful markings. So with her, she's giving me all the signs that she enjoys being pet. I just don't want her to hop out on me, but look at that. She's just relaxing, showing the side of her belly. Wonderful cat. This is definitely one of those kind of cats that I think would just want to sit and lounge on you while you watch TV.
And doing a little brushing, even though she has short hair.
Absolutely, yeah. You can see the fur is coming off. Oh, she loves the butt scratches. Look at that.
Let me stick my butt up so you can scratch it. This is Daisy, A number 2191064. We'll talk about the old belly rubs in just a minute, but she's at West Valley, about 2 years old. She says, take me home now, and I will be your forever, ever, ever best friends. So do you have some caution when they roll over and expose their belly?
Yes. So cats have this funny way of expressing their love for being pet by getting a little feisty sometimes. And so it's not uncommon that they'll roll and expose their belly. Perhaps they do want to have a touch, but you always have to just be ready because they may want to give you a little bit of a love nip, or they may want to dig their claw into you. So I'm always very careful and just kind of really watching them carefully and feeling when they say, nope, that's enough.
I just want to roll over on my back. I don't necessarily want my belly rubbed. So take that as a cautionary piece of information.
So that's our show. I hope you saw a dog or a cat that you want to rush down to West Valley and adopt a pet today. But if you didn't, please go to their website, laanimalservices.com, and you can see all of the dogs and cats and bunnies and snakes and reptiles that they have at all the shelters. So remember, spay and neuter your pets. It's the best way to keep them home, safe, happy, and healthy with you. And it's the law. See you next time on Adopt a Pet Today.
Bye.
Bye.